Okay, the next step in the process of building the Avistar Elite is to set up the radio. In this case, I'm using my Spectrum DX7 Generation 2 radio. I think they call it Generation 2. In any case, all I've done so far is created the model and named it. So let me go into the system setup down here, confirm. And so the model type is always default, it's airplane. The model name I've already named Avistar Elite. The aircraft type, okay, so the aircraft type is going to have flaps. It's going to have because it's on flaps are on a Y harness. Both the wing ailerons will have a single servo. And so we don't have dual aileron servos, we don't have flaperons. We have one aileron servo, one flap servo because they're on Y connectors. Okay? And the tail is normal because normal means two different servos for the rudder and elevator. Okay? So that's set up. I want you to note in the channel assignment that the flaps are on aux 1. Because I'm using a DX6 as a buddy box, the 6 channels means the flaps can be used by both the buddy box, and so I'm not going to split the Y connectors on either the aileron or the flaps. And actually the gear channel is going to be used too, because that's where we're going to plug in the power from the battery. So all 6 channels will have something in it. Okay, and that's about it for now on the system side. So let's go back up to the main screen. And first thing we do here is in the servo setup, the throttle will need to be reversed. So I'm going to come down here, go to the reverse setting under Servo Setup, and reverse the throttle. Caution, are you sure? Yes. And it says bind at low rate. Bind at low throttle to reset failsafe. We'll do that because we haven't bound the radio yet, bound the receiver yet. Okay. And then we'll check all the others when we do the initial setup, but I want to make sure the throttle is in the right direction before we bind the receiver. Okay, and everything else, oh wait a minute, there's probably one more thing I want to do here. Both for the throttle, I'm going to move the stick to the 50% position. Okay. And then that means this box surrounds both of those. And on the travel of the throttle, I'm going to move it down to about 60%, because the throttle arm doesn't move so much as other ones do. So usually about 60% is where is a good starting point for the upper and lower limit of the servo movement for the throttle. Okay, and let's see, anything else? We reversed it. Yes, one more thing. Here, I want the throttle trim. You can see down here, I'm going to move the throttle trim all the way down to 0. Okay. So the throttle trim is 0. The throttle travel set. The throttle is reversed. And we'll program the flaps at a later date when we are testing out, but other than that, that's about all you need to start with. Do you have enough to do the initial bind of the receiver, and that way it'll allow us to test all of the servos at one time. Okay, so that's the initial setup of the DX7 programming. There will be a second video later on in the series here about how you do all the rest of the programming. of the DX7 along with how to program the telemetry and that kind of stuff. So that'll come later. Thank you.